Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Tices, and I'm here with the big Donkey Kong shirt, the Day of the Old Gamers. And we also have the fan in the background because it is pretty hot in here. The windows are shut because it's boiling hot outside. And I got my thinking pen with me because we are talking about a particular tweet that had appeared just recently, a couple of days ago, which I shall read out pretty much now. We can have a discussion about it on this NNN show episode. Now, on the screen, right there, folks. It says, retweet if you agree if you use the rewind feature that's now standard on many NES and Super Nintendo games available on Switch. You did not, by any stretch of the imagination, beat the goddamn game. So I think from the outside, if you're one of the older gamers like me, then yes, you would probably say, okay, that's probably true. You didn't beat the game at all. You sort of cheated, or you used save states and rewind features and things like that. But I think it's a lot more difficult to look at than it is. Some games were made purposely hard back in the day because they didn't have the technology to really make long games and big open world games and things like that. So they had to be a bit more creative, I suppose. And some games are really short, a couple hours long, not really long, or even shorter than that. I knew one Sega Master System game that took 10 minutes to beat, which was terrible if you paid full price for it. So there was definitely some older games that had issues like that. You also have people with accessibility issues, people with disabilities who may not be able to play these games if they can't pass certain levels and things like that. They might not have the fingers for it. They may be in a wheelchair, or the controllers are just not they're not good enough for what they need. So that's another reason. I think the number one, I think with the dev studios, I think the most important thing is if people are enjoying and having fun with the game. I don't think they really care too much if they beat the game using maybe a glitch or two or things like that, as long as they're buying the game and enjoying it, and it opens up the door for them to buy more of the games, then yes, I think they're totally fine about that sort of thing. So that's what I think on the matter mostly as a whole. And some of the replies have been interesting. Some of the replies said that it was a pretty bad take. Someone said these games were noxiously tedious to get through because of the hardware limitations, the thing that I was talking about before. Some games were programmed or designed poorly back in the day too, which makes it a bit hard to play, or they don't feel right nowadays on newer controllers and things like that. So there's all these different little things about it. And I think most people have said online, just let people enjoy the games that they like. And I think that's pretty important too, to do something like that. And hopefully that's sort of the real answer that you'll get. But yeah, I don't think it's really cheating that much. Like, I've used the save state and rerun features on Super Nintendo games that I'm half interested in playing, because I know if I did it the old-fashioned way, I probably wouldn't care that much. Especially in some of those really old games. If you want to just get help in some of the patches of games that are not good or are really, really tough to play. Like Kid Icarus is a hard game, the original on the NES, and I use the save states. If I get to a difficult moment, I just try to save up as many lives and progress a bit more here and there. But it does save a lot of time, probably especially when you're streaming, I suppose, if you're doing streaming old retro games and that. But you never know. You never know. But yes, that's pretty much all I've got on the matter. The video ended up shorter than I expected, but let me know what you think about this matter. And it's an interesting little debate. So that is it for me, and I shall see you later on.